So you just got under contract for a home. Congrats! So what happens next? In this video, I'm going to break down for you what happens from the day you get under contract to buy a home to the day of closing. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer wanting to know exactly what to expect, or maybe you bought a home 20 plus years ago and just need a quick refresher, this video is for you. Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Courtney with Weichert Realtors, Courtney Valleywide. Thanks for tuning in. Before we begin, please note that the timeframes I'm about to explain are specific to Arizona real estate only and are based on the most recent February 2020 Arizona Association of Realtors residential purchase contract. If you're using a home loan, otherwise known as a mortgage, to buy your first home, a typical timeframe to expect from contract to closing is about 30 days. It can be less or more than that depending on how quickly your lender can get everything done, how quickly the appraisal is completed, and more. If you have a specific day or time frame you need to move into your next home by, be sure to tell this to your realtor when they're writing the offer on that home. If you're a cash buyer, there generally isn't an appraisal, so you can close much more quickly. I would still recommend giving yourself at least about 10 to 12 days, allowing time for you to get a home inspection done and any other investigations and performing a final walkthrough. Once you're under contract, the first step is going to be depositing your earnest money. Earnest money is basically good faith money that is part of your offer on a home that shows a seller that you are serious and have some skin in the game. It's important to note that earnest money is part of your down payment, not in addition to it. You as the buyer are in control of how much you want to put down for your earnest deposit. However, I typically recommend putting down about 1% of the amount you're offering on a home. So on a $300,000 home, you would expect to pay $3,000 for your earnest deposit. This also can vary depending on how the offer is written, but I typically write in 48 hours on my purchase contracts. So you would have 48 hours from contract acceptance to deposit that money. Your real estate agent will help you with instructions on how to get this done. From the date of contract acceptance, your 10-day inspection period begins. This is your time frame to perform all investigations on the home that you feel are important. It's always very important to schedule a general home inspection with a qualified licensed home inspector. Home inspection costs vary greatly depending on the company, the age of the home, square footage, and more. The inspector will walk you through all their findings of anything needing repair and can alert you to potential larger issues. It's also a good idea to get a termite inspection done by a licensed termite inspector. You might also choose to have some other inspections done, such as an AC inspection by a licensed technician, a roofing inspection done by a licensed roofer, and more. The cost of all these inspections can vary tremendously depending on what you choose to get done, who you hire, the age and square footage of the home, and more. But in general, I'd plan to spend at least about $350 to $500 on inspections. Any inspection costs are generally paid at the time of the appointment. This is also the time to review the seller property disclosure statement, which goes over any material or important facts that the seller knows about. The inspection period is really the time to look into absolutely anything and everything that is important to you, such as local crime info, nearby sex offenders, power line locations, traffic or airplane noise, verifying school district boundaries, and more. This sounds like a lot, right? Remember, your realtor will be there for you to help, and it's helpful to know that if you find something you disapprove of within this inspection period, you may cancel the contract and get your earnest money back. You're also going to be getting lots of emails from your lender and title company for items needing your signature and attention, so be sure to review your emails daily while you're under contract for a home, so you don't miss anything important, and so things stay on track to close on time. During the inspection period, this is also the time to tell your realtor which repairs you'd like to request the seller to fix. Another option is requesting a credit from the seller towards your closing costs in lieu of those requested repairs. Some people prefer to have all repairs done by closing, while others prefer the credit because it gives them greater control of who completes the repairs after closing occurs. Once you've decided to move forward on that home, this is generally when you will order the appraisal. This typical buyer cost varies, but I'd plan at least about $400 to $600 for this. Once your lender orders the appraisal, this needs to be paid as soon as possible. The appraisal process can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks, depending on appraiser availability and whether or not a rush fee was paid for. The appraisal is a third-party professional opinion of value, ensuring the home's contract price is appropriate based on their own investigations. Appraisals are almost always required when a mortgage is involved. When you finally have received your final loan approval for your mortgage, your lender then sends all their documents to the title company. The title company prepares what's called a settlement statement, which breaks down all fees involved in the transaction, such as your remaining down payment minus your earnest money, and all other typical closing costs, such as any lender fees, title fees, HOA fees, etc. Your closing cost estimate is provided by your lender in the beginning in your loan estimate, so you should know what to expect in advance. Next, the title company will schedule your appointment to sign your closing documents. This must be done either in person at the title company's office or with a mobile notary. The last step is the final walkthrough. This typically occurs about 1 to 3 days prior to close of escrow. If any repairs were requested, this is the time to verify all repairs were completed correctly. You may choose to have a home inspector come back out for a re-inspection, where they will come check out those requested repairs for you. The purpose of the final walkthrough is also to make sure there is no new damage that wasn't there before and nothing has been removed that shouldn't have been removed, such as any fixtures or personal property included in the contract, such as a refrigerator. After you've signed the closing documents and approved everything at the final walkthrough, the deed is released to record. My clients often ask me what time we are closing so they know when they can get the keys. There never is an exact time, because once the deed is released to record, it gets placed in a queue at the county recorder's office with all other deeds recording that day, and can record at any time between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Once the deed records, this is when you officially own the home, not when you sign the closing documents. This is how it works in Arizona. Sometimes buyers are confused when they have purchased homes in other states because that can happen differently there. Once the deed has recorded, your realtor will give you a call to give you the good news and meet you to give you your keys. At that time, you're now a homeowner. Congratulations! A last word of advice. It's best not to schedule your movers for the exact date of closing in case of any potential delays pushing back the date of closing to the next day. Also, due to the nature of not knowing what time you might receive your house keys, it's best to schedule the movers at least a couple of days after your scheduled date of closing if possible. Also, don't forget to schedule your new utilities to activate on the day of closing so you're not left in the dark or without other services you might need. And that's it. Hopefully this video has helped you understand what to expect in your home buying process and helps you better plan knowing those different time frames. This may seem like a lot to digest, so don't forget that when you work with a great realtor, their job is to guide you along step by step. If you found this video helpful, please press the like button, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. That's all for today, guys. Until next time.